Una, dos, tres. Ok.
Okay, hello, colonel. So the following is a brief on the summary document that we are sending you. Basically, a summary of many months of work between different institutions, putting together this South Korea to the States PPE purchase and delivery opportunity. So to start, the products. First, we have the Air Queen Nano masks. Then we have the KF94. KN94s are the basically are NEOS equivalent and approved. And then we have the 3-ply masks with MB filters, which make them surgical, or as the South Koreans call them, dental masks, which are meant to be utilized both in civil and medical environments. That's why we chose to actually acquire the ones with the MB filter. All of these products will come in adult and kids sizes. So immediately below you have the pricing that we managed to reach. Very preferential and very much negotiated price because of the conditions that we've set forth. We managed to do that via Thomas and Phoenix Global Corporation's desired form of payment and desired methodology of work, which is advanced year contract. So we've secured very, very good prices with the Nano Mask at $115, 2 billion items, and pricing's right there on the little spreadsheet. So for the KF94s, we managed to acquire them for $0.86. Also 2 billion in quantity. And the 3-ply, like I was telling you, because of the MB filter, it's a little bit more expensive than the civilian use, sole civilian use. But recent studies have shown this method to be very inexpensive and very good at preventing the spread of infection and protecting people. Actually, it protects you even if you get the infection. If you're wearing that mask, it's most probable that you will not get a advanced or damaging form of it. So that's at 0.33 cents. And we've asked for 3 billion of those because they are very highly disposed of, basically, and also because of the price, which is very good. All products are under FOB Incoterm conditions. So basically, they will be sent under to be developed with the factories methodology, monthly or weekly. We will see what makes more sense. We're already looking into it and working on it, but we're getting to the point of detail, the carpentry part of it. Let's say all the rough labor has been put in. So they will be shipped from Incheon port in South Korea. Before that, of course, we've established the air freight part of the deliveries in order to have product as soon as possible, actually next month. And that's with a friendly company which has won many accolades in the States. And we have already started also and finalized the actual weight and space considerations for transportation of the different products on the initial dispatches. As to the shipping, Like I said, it's going to start basically in parallel. Takes between 2 and 3 weeks mostly to get from South Korea to certain ports in the States, 4 weeks to others, maybe a little bit more. We're focusing on sending to those where the time of shipping is the shortest initially. So we should work with you in combination in order to try to capitalize on that timing and those possibilities that the already established shipping routes by the already contacted sea freight companies provide, right? So they're very stable and well-known routes, and let's use them to our advantage. Basically, we're sending you the description of the different groups that are working and have been working on the current opportunity, starting with Thomas's Phoenix Global Corporation and his whole team with Kim, the lawyer Bill Giroux, Jane, many of whom were on our initial call where we met. So they play a very important role because they are the money and the buyer. Therefore, they have the management of the operation, the global, supervision under their responsibility. Janine and myself and our teams, which are composed of different professionals, some of which are specialists in PPE, master degree, a specialist in medical equipment and personal protection equipment, lawyers, international lawyers, and so on and so forth, have been coordinating the deal, putting it together, reacting to it organically as things evolved and developed, finalizing with this structure that we now have. So on the legal level, on the financial level, the work is laid out basically and detailed already. Just a touch here and there and it's finalized. Then we have our friends, our Korean friends, Jerry and Jonathan Jin Kim, who are trusted friends of Thomas. And they have coordinated with us and put into place the necessary structures for the transfer, the necessary structures for the production and supervision of the product in South Korea. They have coordinated with the factories. They have put together the group of factories actually that's going to be our providers, and they have set up the Kasam-Kan alliance with the Korean government, South Korean government, who have basically provided the structure in which they are going to work with their central bank and via which they are involved. Like Kira is the company that we're using to provide these services of logistics and transportation from the Korean FOB to a US CIF Incoterm basis. So this multimodal approach, at least on the initial month or couple of months, has been utilized successfully by other groups, making it possible for the product to reach destination faster via the air bridge that's put together on the initial shipments until such a time as the sea shipping kicks in and starts arriving into the destination country. So they are in charge of that, and Also, they were the initiator, basically, of the South Korean opportunity. In their ranks, they have a very experienced air freight operator with 2 or 3 companies that they control, with who is being commended by FBI and other American and other country institutions, important institutions for humanitarian work, aid, services, whatnot. Also in the structure is Joe Juvenal Jani.
Yes, Joe Atienza.
Joe Atienza, yes. I forgot his last name for a second. Joe has been a provider of the U.S. government and a purchaser for the U.S. government for decades. He had a very high level of clearance, and provided very how would you say it, sensitive machinery for the country and the DoD, Pentagon, banks, and whatnot. So lots of experience in that company as well, with Hugo also being an experienced trader, mover and shaker in the business world, and an American citizen. Um, and of course, the last piece of the puzzle would be your participation, Colonel. Very, very important. We need you to provide us the import and clearing support. We really need you to provide us with the safety and security for the product not to be seized or otherwise taken or taken off its path. Um, we require your already in place warehousing facilities, systems for, let me be redundant, the warehousing itself and distribution of product. Um, and we're expecting that you will be able to provide us with some additional data that we need as to taxes, should they apply, additional costs that we need to, adjust into the price and whatnot. So to get into that for a little bit, the pricing structure right now um, is going to be separated in first FOB pricing. So transportation will be provided for each product by Laikira initially. The part support will be South Korea. All quality certifications we shall provide, and all the group is obviously privy to all that information, and they can see the different testing, certifications, and whatnot that the products are subject to. Quantities are as previously stated, so is pricing. Now, after that, we have a CIF pricing after transportation of 142 on the nanomask, 111 on the KF94, and 041 on the 3-ply. That is basically without adjustments for clearance and internal transportation. So what we have done is, in order to start helping you to construct the final price, we've set for the nanomask 10 cents, for the KF94 10 cents, and for the 3-ply 5 cents, with a 0.2 cents contingency for the different product. So we want to know basically if there are any taxes or other costs that should apply. Once everything that we provided is added, we come up with different prices as per the sheet. 154 for the nanomask, 123 for the KF94, and 048 for the 3-ply. detail on the shipping from Korea to the States, we have it. We have the different weight and space and weight and volume ratios, um, and we're using we're still on the final conversations on which type of containers we're going to use, or which type of combinations we're going to utilize. Basically, we want the product to travel fast and to travel comfortable, not subject to damage. And also to make it cost effective and efficient. Now, again, to clarify, please, security, very important. Warehousing, correct warehousing. We're going to provide the actual guidelines on each product, of course, so that warehousing can be done under the required conditions. And so the internal transportation can be done under perfect conditions as well. What else can I tell you, Colonel? Basically, on the sheet you have basically the costing and pricing of the total transportation service to be provided by Odell. And we will coordinate, of course, all schedules with you so that everything's ready and set up to marry the Korean side of the operation with the American side of the operation, and so that you're perfectly ready to proceed with warehousing and distribution immediately. And most importantly, with the clearing of the product. Vital to clear it really quickly. And we're going to rely on your experience for that. So there's a brief description of what you would be expecting on the first shipments, 400 million units in September, ideally. 200 million nanomasks of regular size, 100 million KF94s, and 100 million three-ply of medical quality. We're trying to get some kid size combinations put in there. But basically, we don't have that many products and we don't have that many sizes. So it shouldn't be too much of a problem to organize it. And packaging is actually going to be very well established. Going into packaging, FEU would be the 40-ton containers, TEU 20-ton containers, more or less. The quantities are established on the next sheet as to how many we're going to need. And the packing of the nanomask, for example, is already explained on the sheet. One piece comes in an individual bag. 40 pieces come in one, what's called a small box. 10 of these make one export carton or box for a total of 400 pieces. The sizing and the weight is provided. About 500,000 of these can fit in the 40-footer and 240,000 on the 20-footer, but we are trying to give us a little bit of leeway, not fill the containers, make it as safe as possible, follow factory recommendations to the T in order to make it safer for the product, right? We're expecting the transportation to take from 15-20 days to California. And I think the best bet is to follow the route and then have Odell distribute internally. Land transportation in the US, trains and trucks is excellent. And I know you have the resources with the VA and other military or military-related organizations or government-related organizations to really put something together that makes that continues our effort to be cost-effective, cost-efficient, and to create a very lean and successful operation. So thank you very much. Thank you, Johnny. Anything you would need to add?
No, only please, Cornel, we need please that you send us the soon possible your passport, because we need to make the NDA immediately for all this information. Please, we need that you agree for these amounts, and please send us the information for if we maybe need to add some codes for taxes. That is the most important, because I need if maybe I need to fix the budget or addition to contingent costs. That is very important, please. Only that, Fer. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's wrap it up.